Hi, I'm Lori from Safe Kids USA, where I'm the technical advisor. I'm here today with About.com to show you how to properly install your car seats to be sure that your baby is the safest as they can be whenever you're in the vehicle. This is a convertible car seat that can be used rear-facing for the newborn all the way up to 30 or 35 pounds, and then switch to a forward-facing orientation for that older child up to 40, 50, 65, even 80 pounds in some instances. Read your instructions to know what your car seat is capable of doing, and use the harness to the highest weight possible before you move the child to the next type of car seat. When your baby outgrows the infant-only seat, we don't want him to turn forward-facing until he's at least 1 and 20 pounds. But the common thinking today is that we want them rear-facing for much longer, to be rear-facing for as long as the harness allows them to ride rear-facing. In most car seats, that's going to be about 30 to 35 pounds. So don't be in a hurry to turn your child forward-facing. Take full advantage of that rear-facing limit that you have on the high-weight harnesses. We have two options for installing this car seat. We can either use the hooks that make it for the lower anchors, or we can use the seat belt so that we can actually attach it to the car, and either one will do a perfect job of holding the car seat in. And I'm going to show you both ways to do that. We'll be putting this lower anchor in at this position down here where we're finding our icon. We're going to put weight in the seat, take all the slack out of the seat belt, pulling all the extra slack out of it. And that way we don't get the 1 inch side to side or front to back. And we test it down here. Side to side, front to back. This is always going to be loose up here. This is absorbing crash energy and protecting the baby's head. And one secret that I have for parents is that it generally works better if there are two people helping to put the car seat in, one to put their weight in the seat and the other one to actually work the belts. And we're going to show you how to do the installation using the seat belt. And we want to make sure that we use the correct belt path, putting it exactly where the manufacturer has recommended. There's a label here that tells you for rear facing only. It's right up in here. We're going to slide the seat belt through there. Then we're going to tighten it by putting our weight in the seat and pulling down and then locking the seat belt to be sure that we have it in a locked position, that the car seat can't move more than 1 inch side to side or front to back. So what we're going to do is put our weight in the seat, and then we're going to pull this belt to get it as tight as we possibly can. And what we want to do is tighten this up so that we get all of the excess out of the seat belt, so that this is now nice and tight. And then in this car, we're going to actually pull this all the way out to lock it into place and to be sure that our seat belt can't move anymore. And this belt is now locked in place. My car seat doesn't move more than 1 inch side to side or front to back. Once our baby has outgrown this in the rear-facing mode, which means that they now can no longer use this harness rear-facing, at 30 or 35 pounds, depending on the manufacturer, we want to pull out our instructions and make sure that we get it converted. They call it a convertible seat. Get it converted so that the older child who's now going to ride forward-facing can now ride in it safely. We have to adjust our harness straps to be sure they're at or above the child's shoulders. And there's one additional step that we're going to use for the forward-facing child. We're going to try it with the lower anchors first in this position. And now we're going to use what's called a top tether to stabilize the top of the car seat. We don't use this for rear-facing, but we do use it for forward-facing. So this top tether actually is buckled into a position behind the seat, and this holds the top of the car seat stable in a crash. We'll be putting these clips into the lower anchors. Notice we've got this little icon here that shows us where those anchors are. I'm tightening it to get it as tight as it can be. And now I'm going to put the top tether in and tighten that. Now this car seat is in there so tight, doesn't move more than 1 inch side to side or front to back. Now we're going to take the seat belt. We're going to put the seat belt through right where the manufacturer tells you, belt path for forward-facing only toddler, right here. And then you can take the belt and slide it right through the back and buckle it in. I'm going to pull this belt to get it as tight as I possibly can, putting some weight in the seat. Then I'm going to pull all the excess webbing And we'll tighten this. And we've got a great installation now. We're facing the right direction. We'll put our child in here so that the harness straps are above his shoulders. We want to make sure that he stays in this seat until the harness is fully outgrown. In many car seats, that'll be 50, 65, even 80 pounds. So check your instructions to see what the maximum weight is for your harness straps. You want to make sure that you use your car seat every single time your child's in the car, and make sure that every person in that car is buckled to be sure that the child gets the message that seatbelts are for everyone, that safety is for everyone in this vehicle. Thanks for watching. To learn more, visit us on the web at about.com.